All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 10th annual Wine, Women, and Shoes benefiting Second Harvest Food Bank of Orlando. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is sponsored by our good friends at Darden Restaurants, Inc. So thank you so much to them for doing this with us again this year. Folks, this is the virtual edition. It is totally different than what most of you know and have come to love with Second Harvest Food Bank and with Wine, Women, and Shoes. But what I will tell you, in this new day and age, in this new climate of the world that we are living in, this is how we are going to support the Second Harvest Food Bank. My name is Jason Alpert, and for years, I have been tasked with being the auctioneer at Wine, Women, and Shoes. And now, I am still your MC, your host, and your fundraiser. We're going to raise some great money. We're going to spend the next 45 minutes or so making you laugh, making you cry, and then hopefully making you laugh again. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. Please understand that this is a grassroots effort, right? There's not a ton of budget being put into the AV of this program. Quite frankly, there are only 8 people in this room with us right now. There's myself, there's our 3 chairs that we'll meet in a few moments, and then there's 4 members of the Second Harvest Food Bank staff. They're all in charge of the AV right now. So we're gonna make sure that it looks as good as possible for you, but we wanna make sure that so much of the funds that we're able to raise, not only for the money that we've raised leading up to this event, but here, over the next few moments, as part of our virtual gala, we want to make sure that as much of that funds can go to feeding Central Florida, those in most need. Please understand the Second Harvest Food Bank prepares 63 million meals a year. And I can tell you, to set the scene a little bit for you, we're in their community room right now. And in their community room, it's right next to part of their warehouse. So I can hear the forklifts continuing to run. I saw the volunteers out in the hallway continuing to make sure that those meals continue to get out, especially in this time of need. So please understand that we are being safe. We are social distancing. We are limiting interactions. But we also need to make sure that the proper amount of funds are raised for the Second Harvest Food Bank. The usual production that OPAV provides us at Wine, Women, and Shoes, they do an awesome job. They're huge partners of ours, but please understand that this is a grassroots effort here in the community room at the Second Harvest Food Bank with 4 members of their staff helping to run the AV of the program. Over the next 45 minutes or so, we are going to hear from our chairs. We are going to thank our sponsors. We are going to have a chance to hear our mission moment and hear a true story of what makes the Second Harvest Food Bank so important and so special. We are going to announce our King of Soul, the soul man who has raised the most money this year. We are going to have our Key to the Closet prize pulled. Someone's going to leave with an $8,000 value closet. I'm going to have Erica pan a little bit right over here. This is what they're going to win. So we're going to find out who's going to win that in just a little while. That's not the only prize they're going to have a winner for. We know many of you have bought opportunities into the Southwest Airlines tickets. We also have the Napa Valley trip that you could win your way into. So please understand that we're going to have all those winners and also raise a lot of great money for Second Harvest Food Bank. Now, I think what's most important, is to understand that in order to give, you must be registered. So we need you to register, right? There's 2 ways to register. Either website will work. You can either go to feedhopenow.org/auction. I'll say that one more time, feedhopenow.org/auction. Or the other website to go to donate is simply wwsorlando.org. So again, WWS as in Wine, Women, and Shoes, Orlando.org, wwsorlando.org. Those 2 websites are so important now, so I will continue to reiterate them throughout the program to make sure that you know that when it is time to give, you can give. I will also show you that over my shoulder right over here, you'll see our tally board. And as we take donations throughout the program, and as I have specific requests for donations, that number will grow. Our goal is to reach $50,000. Names will scroll across the bottom of the board. So to Sarah Jennings, thank you so much for your contribution. Leila Stoutenberg, thank you so much for your contribution today. We're going to make sure that we highlight and recognize as many of our donors at this Wine, Women, and Shoes as much as possible throughout the next little bit here in our virtual gala. Now, we'll move on with our program now that we've gotten a lot of the housekeeping out of the way by introducing really the leaders of this show, right? The leaders of the entire event. They are the chairs. It is a 3-headed monster, and they have all done tremendous work. You will see them throughout the program. It is Amy Hebel, it is Molly Hugg, and he is not only a co-chair this year, he is a former Soul Man himself, and he is now the leader of the Soul Man. Ladies and gentlemen, by the way, our studio audience, which is the other 6 people in the room, they're going to help me with a round of applause. How about a round of applause for one of our co-chairs, TJ Padilla? Thank you very much,
much, Jason. And to all of you, welcome to Second Harvest Food Bank 10th Annual Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando Virtual Edition, presented by Darden Restaurants, Inc. It has been my pleasure to be on the Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando committee for the past 6 years, alongside my other 2 chairs, who you'll meet in just a minute, and getting to see firsthand what the committee and the community can accomplish together. Now, I'm really happy to be here today with all of you so that we can support this amazing cause. Now, we hope that you've all taken the opportunity to dress up, even though you're safely at home, kick back in your cutest bear heels, pour yourself a glass or 2 of wine. No one's here to judge you. Now, be sure that while you're enjoying, you tag us on social media so that we can see how you are celebrating Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando, and make sure to use hashtag WWSORL and hashtag FeedHopeNow. While this year may be a little bit different than what we've seen for Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando for the past 10 years, it really may be the most important year to date. Due to the coronavirus, there is an extremely heightened need in our community. Second Harvest Food Bank has seen searches for food assistance increase between 70 and 90%. And in response to that, they have more than doubled distribution of meals to over 300,000 meals every single day. And the truth is that we couldn't do this without the kindness and support of the community. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. This past week has been absolutely incredible, seeing all of you support your neighbors in need by participating in the silent auction, by entering our chance drawings, and by donating to our Bid from the Heart, which you can see right above me right now. We'll be tracking that the whole time. And for that, we can't thank you enough. But there are also some pretty important people that we'd like to recognize and thank as well. To start, I'd love to give a special shout out to the fabulous Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando Volunteer Committee that have put in hours and hours and hours of work over the past year almost, trying to put this event together, and for the incredible creativity that has come out when we had to shift gears to a virtual event. To our generous vendors who participated in our virtual marketplace, thank you for donating a portion of those sales to this amazing cause. We are so grateful to you all. To our incredible soul men, my favorite dudes, as I like to call them, you guys rallied so hard raising those funds over the past couple months and raising over $18,000. I'm beside myself to see the amount that we broke through our goal, exceeded the second goal, and it was just incredible. With a special, special shout out to this year's King of Soul, Mr. Jonathan Farsace, who raised by himself $5,379. A special thank you also goes out to Orange Appeal. Christy and Kate, you've been with us for so many years and have helped honor the fabulous shoes that are part of the Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando event. Thank you for joining us once again, and this time for doing it as a virtual shoe contest. Finally, we extend a special thank you to all of our vendors. Every single one of our vendors stuck by us when we moved to a virtual style event, showing how much they care about the Central Florida community and this incredible cause. Now, I'm going to read these because I don't want to mess anyone's names up. These are very important people. A very special thank you goes to Taylor Farms, Orlando Magic, Orlando Wyndham Vacation Rentals, Worldwide Produce Direct, Point Orlando, Florida Distributing Company, Lowndes, Drostick, Doster, Cantor and Reed, PA, Coldwell Banker, SeaWorld, Mutual of America, Wells Fargo, and Universal Orlando. Together, you are providing over 160,000 meals to our neighbors in need. Let's hear it for them. There's also one very special sponsor that we'd like to give a shout out to as well. To the Fox family, Cindy and Sheldon, thank you for being with us since the very first Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando. Your family has so much heart and passion for the cause, and we couldn't be more grateful to have you as friends of the food bank. This year alone, you all have already provided over 120,000 meals to our neighbors in need. You all are absolutely incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And last, but certainly not least, we have to give a very special thank you to our presenting sponsor, Darden Restaurants, Inc. Darden supports Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida not only through Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando, but in so many other ways. From sponsoring events to employees volunteering here at the food bank to hiring Second Harvest Food Bank culinary students, Darden does it all. We can't thank them enough for everything they do to help our neighbors in need. Now, please help me welcome my fabulous co-chair, Molly Hug.
Thank you, TJ. Yes, Darden is such a tremendous supporter of the Second Harvest Food Bank, and we thank them so much for their support. I don't know if a lot of you know tuning in that Second Harvest Food Bank actually distributes enough food to feed 58,000 people a day. That's with the help from 550 nonprofits across the 6 counties they serve. And in fact, last year, Second Harvest Food Bank celebrated serving 500 million meals in total. So that is pretty amazing. And you can see if we all come together and we all help out and raise awareness, we can help feed everybody who is in need. And of course, as TJ mentioned, our support is needed more than ever. The need, the uncertainty in this world has caused an even greater need for food in our community. So I'd like to hear from a volunteer member of Second Harvest Food Bank Board of Directors, the board chair, Michelle Byington, as she lets us know how the community has been.
Hello, and thank you on behalf of the Board of Directors, Second Harvest Food Bank staff, and our neighbors in need. I joined the Board of Directors of Second Harvest Food Bank of Central Florida after learning that 1 in 7 Central Floridians are in need of food assistance. These are hardworking families that are trying to make decisions between paying a rent and putting a good meal on the table. Second Harvest Food Bank distributes enough food to feed 58,000 people daily on a typical basis. The coronavirus has made an even bigger impact on our community, and many of our Central Floridians have been laid off or furloughed from their jobs. Second Harvest Food Bank has now more than doubled their daily distribution efforts. And today we're distributing between 200,000 and 300,000 meals. We hope that we can go back to some part of normalcy in Central Florida, but for right now, it really looks like the need and the economy, it's going to take quite a bit longer to get there. Today's event is going to help us raise imperative funds for Second Harvest Food Bank that we need to feed children and families and seniors in our community so they can get the help that they need during this trying time. And we hope we can count on you. While this event raises necessary funds, it also raises friends. We know that this year is looking a lot different. We're not next to each other at this event, clinking our wine glasses, but we really hope that you share this cause and mission with your circle of friends, and we hope you've invited them today for our virtual happy hour. At Second Harvest Food Bank, we know that hunger is a solvable problem. It takes creative, bold, generous, selfless supporters, just like you, to advocate on our behalf for our neighbors in need. Together, as caring members of our community, we can help ensure that fewer people go to bed hungry at night. This is what I ask of you. When you tune out today after bidding on the fabulous auction items, shopping in our virtual marketplace, and sipping wine from the comfort of your home, please remember Second Harvest Food Bank. I want to invite you, all of your friends, come out and join me for one of our Food for Thought tours at the food bank in a couple of months. We'll want to get you there when it's safe. This is a great eye-opening opportunity and experience for you to see the wonderful programs that our organization is involved with on a daily basis to fight hunger right here in Central Florida. So please join me in generously supporting Second Harvest Food Bank today, and thank you.
All right, Michelle, thank you so much. Listen, it is amazing the work that Second Harvest Food Bank does in this community. And let me put it into perspective a little bit for you all to tell you how dedicated the donors are of this organization. The silent auction, which closed just as we were beginning this program this year, it raised $18,510. That in itself is an amazing amount of money to raise in the silent auction. But what if I told you that it raised more money this year as we did last year, whenever we had over 400 people on site at our gala? So it's truly amazing work that you all are doing. So thank you to Darden Restaurants for their donation of 3 awesome dinners. I will tell you this, those dinners, valued at $2,400, sold for a combined $2,725. We had some great donations from the Kesslers, so thank you to you all for those donations. Those certainly sold very, very well. We had a great cigar package that sold tremendously. So thank you to all of our donors, and thank you to all of you who are donating and bidding on those items. Congratulations on winning. I do want to share with you that we're about to enter into the part of the program, which is really my favorite part of the program. It's called the Bid from the Heart. And I'm going to explain the Bid from the Heart in just a moment, but this is really the part of the program where if you haven't registered, you need to make sure you're registered. In order to get in on the fund, now's the time to do it. So I'm going to go through one more time exactly how to register to make sure that you have those details. There's 2 different websites you can go to. It doesn't matter which one. The first one is feedhopenow.org/auction. I'll say that one more time, feedhopenow.org/auction. And the other website is wwsorlando.org. That's WWS, as in Wine, Women, and Shoes, orlando.org. I'll say that one more time, wwsorlando.org. You've got a few minutes to pull up those sites, get registered, make sure you're able to follow along with the program, because that is a big part of what we're about to do now in the Bid from the Heart. I will also tell you that if you haven't had a chance to refill your glass of wine, or maybe you've got a nice cold beer out on your lanai right now, maybe a cocktail, whatever it may be, now's the time to do it. We want to make sure that you are ready for one of the pinnacles of our Wine, Women, and Shoes program every year, the toast. We're going to have a big toast coming up in just a little while, and the person giving the toast wants to make sure that you have your drink in hand so you can toast to what we're all doing here today. The Bid from the Heart part of the program is just that. It is a bid from the bottom of your heart. For those of you who bid in the silent auction who didn't win but still want to give, this is your last chance. For those of you who haven't seen anything all week long, as the silent auction has been open, there's been the opportunity to buy your way into the opportunity drawings for the Southwest tickets or the Napa trip or the keys to the closet. You couldn't or didn't want to do those for whatever reason. You couldn't sponsor maybe, or maybe you just tuned in and you say, you know what, this is a mission I want to give to and haven't had the chance. This is going to be your last opportunity to give, and it's called the Bid from the Heart. And in the Bid from the Heart, you are not going to get one of those dinners from Darden. You're not going to get one of the trips that might have been in our silent auction or a trip to Napa Valley. You're going to get the feeling of knowing that you gave from the bottom of your heart directly to our mission. But it's not for me to tell you about our mission. It's for those who know it and feel it and have been touched by it by so long in their lives. We could have picked one of thousands of stories to share with you, but I think this one is quite compelling on what the Second Harvest Food Bank means to this community, and maybe specifically to Michelle A. and her family.
This is the start of it all. I was a single mom of 3 daughters under the age of 5, making no money. I had no car. I was catching Ubers to and from school. The first time I had to ask for help from the Christian Service Center, it was hard because I am a person who I don't like to ask for anything. We have to put our pride aside, or else we'll always be in the same place where we are. In order to grow, you have to humble yourself, and just know that you're not the only person that needs help. Hunger is a sense of, it makes you hustle. I've been hungry to where, my kids have eaten before I have, and I've eaten, but did I die? No. Did it stop me? No. It pushes you, hunger as in you want better. Come from nothing, you gotta try to get something. That's what hunger is to me. So when I heard about the program, I was definitely excited because it's just another opportunity, another chance for, someone believing in you. It was just, I don't know, they made you feel loved, like they made you feel like, this is a great opportunity and this isn't the last shot, like you can get beyond where you are.
she knew she was good all along. She had it in her. I could just see it. She just didn't know.
I never really realized what I wanted to do until I realized it is cooking. The impact is great that, you know, that we receive as students of the program. We're grateful. I'm grateful for the people that donate. I would definitely have to say thank you. Thank you for just believing, you know, in the people that are just trying to better their lives. You know, thank you for allowing us and giving us a second chance. Because of the sponsors, I have everything that I never thought I could have. Stability. I have my home, I have my family. I have to say, every day that I'm able to look back and see how far I've come is my best day. That's my best day.
That is an amazing, moving message. And I will tell you, as much as a wonderfully edited piece like that tells that story and hopefully reaches through this camera and reaches through your computer screen to compel you to give, I will tell you there's nothing more than hearing from someone here and now. So we wanted to make sure that even before we ask for our first donation, we have Michelle A. get a chance on behalf of her family, and again, those 63 million meals that go out the door every year. She wanted a chance to toast to all of you. So we checked in with her, and she had this to say to everyone watching here today.
Not yet. Good. Hi, my name is Michelle Snell, and I'm here with my lovely three daughters, Michaela, Kendall, and Jaden. On behalf of my family, we would like to propose a toast. You have poured into numerous amounts of people and given back in ways that are unimaginable, and we appreciate you for that.
Thank you for fighting hunger and feeding hope. Thank you for saving lives and being heroes. Can I tell you something? Most heroes don't wear capes. Some wear fabulous shoes.
Cheers.
I mean, I love it. Can I tell you something, right? I love to hear that. Listen, she is so right. Some wear fabulous shoes. And the way this Bid from the Heart program works is those of you, whether you're wearing fabulous shoes or not right now, we're going to ask for donations. And that's how the Bid from the Heart works. I'm going to start with some dollar amounts that some people think are quite high, but then we're going to work our way down. And as I call out the dollar amount that you're willing to make that contribution to the Second Harvest Food Bank and to the Wine, Women, and Shoes program, you hit the donate button, we take your donation, your name likely shows up on that screen, just like Darren Wendroff's did and Jennifer Downs did throughout the program. We're 12% of our way to our $50,000 goal already. But as I mentioned, I will call out these dollar amounts. When I call out your dollar amount, please give and give handily. The first dollar amount that I'm going to call out in today's Bid from the Heart is a dollar amount that will fund 3 people to go through that culinary training program that Michelle A. was talking about. It costs $15,000 to do that. So our first ask as part of our first virtual gala for Wine, Women, and Shoes is $15,000. And as we wait to see if any of those $15,000 donations come in, I will tell you that this program has a 100% success rate in getting people, getting graduates, jobs at higher than minimum wage coming out of that program. So that's what a $15,000 donation would do. It would get people employed. It's a cycle that helps fund and get more meals here at Second Harvest Food Bank. So that's our $15,000 act. I will also tell you as I go down to our next level that our Crack AV staff has got a very high-tech bell. Maureen, can I hear the bell? Okay, all right. So that's the bell. And when we do get donations come in, we are going to hear that bell, and that's how we're going to know that some of these donations are coming in. So after the $15,000 level, our next level is a $10,000 donation. At the $10,000 level, if you're willing to hit that button and donate $10,000, you're going to fund 2,000 kids to be able to be fed through the backpack program over the summer. Understand that throughout the school year, many students have a chance to get free and reduced lunch at school. And then after school, they're able to have food from Second Harvest Food Bank. But hunger doesn't take the summer off. What happens for those 2.5 months that there is no school? This program allows students to be fed throughout the summer. A $10,000 donation gives $2,000 in meals to help, 2,000 meals to help those children throughout the summer. I'm going to look back here and see as the numbers continue to grow. John Thomas Hornick, thank you so much for your $50 donation. Are there any donations at $10,000? We have them.
We do. Parveen Naveed and Simon Saman.
All right, Parveen, Nameen, and Simon.
Naveed and
Simon Saman. Thank you. $10,000. How about that, right? That is in essence also 40,000 meals that they're helping to fund. That is a tremendous amount of work by the Simon Saman Group, their real estate. So thank you so much for that $10,000 donation. So that will show up in just a moment. We'll make sure that those names can continue to scroll. You see their name up there now, folks. This is what it's about. I want to see who else can help us up there. Who else can put their name up there? You see Parveen and Simon is split in 5,000 each, but either way, we'll take it. Anyone else at $10,000 before we move on? Understand that when you hit that donate button, we get an alert here, and that alert gets that bell to go. So we want to hear that bell go any moment now. Anybody else at $10,000? How about at the $5,000 level? At the $5,000 level, imagine for a moment a full semi-truck full of fruits and vegetables and enough food to fill 4,000 people. That's what you're funding at the $5,000 level. Those people aren't students necessarily, they aren't elderly, they're just people in need here in Central Florida. At $5,000, we can fund an entire truckload of food, 20,000 pounds of fruits and vegetables and food to go directly to our families, 4,000 of them. Anyone at $5,000? Oh, we got another one.
I've got two that just came in. One for $10,000 from Sheldon and Cindy Fox.
So hold on, let me make sure I announce that one. Oh, you want more?
And then a $5,000 from Cindy and Sheldon Fox.
Okay,
Just
so
give you all
the way
the-
Maureen did it, she said Sheldon and Cindy Fox gave 10,000, and then Cindy and Sheldon gave 5,000. So no matter what order it's in, a total of $15,000. The Foxes have done so much. So how about a round of applause for the Foxes? Awesome, awesome. Anyone else at 10 or 5 or 15 before we move on to another level? We're going to look back there, and those numbers are going to continue to grow. Kelly Green Sharkey, thank you for your contribution. Sharon Pate Johnston, thank you for your contribution here today. We'll keep moving on, and please continue to make those donations at the levels I call or any others as you see fit. At the $2,500 level, we can provide $22,500 worth of groceries. I'm going to do the math for you there. That is a 9-to-1 ratio. Second Harvest Food Bank, because of the work they have and the network that they have within this community, can turn $1 in groceries into $9 in groceries. Imagine how many groceries you could buy with $22,500 at your local grocery store. That's what we're asking for now, a $2,500 donation to fund $22,500 worth of groceries. Are there any $2,500 donors? For those of you who are sitting out there and you got that glass of wine in your hand, think about Michelle A. Think about the families who you're impacting with these donations. Oh, another one.
Mark and Diana Kessler.
Mark and Diana Kessler at $2,500. How about a round of applause there? Thank you to the Kesslers. Anyone else at $2,500, folks, who will take a little bit of time? People often say to me, Jason, aren't the awkward silences difficult? Aren't they tough? Especially on a virtual gala where I only have 8 people in this room to react to our donation. I will tell you the awkward silences aren't difficult. Because I know there are people sitting at home right now thinking to themselves, can I give? Can I make that donation? So I implore you and encourage you to stretch. You know I'm going down to that $1,000 level. Can anyone get a $2,500 before we move on? The next level. Before I tell you this level, I'll share with you that 1 in 5 children, one in 5 children in Central Florida lives in poverty. It's 20% of our community of the children. With a gift of $1,000, you can restore hope to those families who are struggling due to disaster, homelessness, or job loss. You can help feed a family of 4 for a full year with a $1,000 contribution. Are there $1,000 donors ready to hit that donate button? Understand that $50,000 goal, we've got $31,000 so far, and we're encouraging those to to hit that donate button at the $1,000 level. Continue to support the Second Harvest Food Bank. Now is the time to do it. Anyone at $1,000 before we move on? Again, a family of 4 for an entire year for a $1,000 contribution. And we know this is a tough time for many of you as well. But we also know that the Second Harvest Food Bank's mission does not stop or slow down in times like this, but it certainly ramps up and increases. At the $500 level, there's a program that the Second Harvest Food Bank has called the High Five Kids Pack Program. And think about this. A kid shows up at school on a Monday morning and he's got a headache. Why does he have a headache? Why does he tell his teacher? Because he hasn't had a real meal since he left school on Friday. So what the Second Harvest Food Bank does is they've put a program together that allows teachers to give kids backpacks to take home over the weekend, to feed them over the weekend. At $500, you're funding 100 backpacks. 100 of those backpacks for a $500 donation. So kids can eat over the weekend. I'll turn around and look at this number again, and we'll thank Krista Elmore again. Thank you. Nicole, you're doing this to me with your last name. I'm going to do the best I can. How about us, Janowski, at $25? Thank you so much for that contribution. Debbie and John Mickle, thank you for your contribution of $500 to our program. We're at $31,225, so we got some more work to do. Anyone else at $500, folks, we need you to hit that donate button and make that contribution. Who's on Second Harvest team right now? We're going to keep going down because we want to get to the level that everyone can make a contribution. At the $250 level, you're going to be able to provide 1,000 meals to our neighbors in need. Think about that. $250 gets 1,000 meals out that door. I talked about earlier in the program, the warehouse that's just to my right over here, the forklifts are going, the volunteers are moving. You're going to help with a $250 donation, provide 1,000 meals. Anyone at $250? Siladette Vega, thank you. Susan Rich, thank you for your contribution to the Second Harvest Food Bank. Kelly Green, Sharkey, thank you for your contribution. We want to make sure as many people as donate get some recognition. We want to thank you on behalf of everyone who we support. That's at $250 level. At the $100 level, now is the level that we hope that everyone can just start donating. If you're watching now, donate and make that difference. Make that thermometer start to move for me. At the $100 level, you're going to feed a family of 4 for an entire month. $100, what some people spend on one meal, can feed a family of 4 for an entire month. So we encourage you, as you're sitting at home, as you're thinking about others in our community who may be less fortunate, we want to give you the opportunity to give to them. $100 donors, as I turn around and look at the numbers here, we mentioned the Kesslers before for their $2,500 donation. Thank you. Denise Cassidy, thank you for your contribution. We continue to watch that thermometer and hope it continues to grow. Those $1,000 donations, you hit that button and we take the donations now. One more level is a $50 donation. Again, we want to make this tangible. We want you all to realize exactly what your donation is going to go to fund, so that you realize that it's not just money that's being put out there, and it's not going outside of this community either. It is a Central Florida donation that you are making. At $50, you can provide meals for one individual for more than 3 months. Someone who's down on their luck and doesn't have the essentials, the essential of food and nutrition. A $50 donation can feed them for more than 3 months. So are there $50 donors out there who can help make that contribution? So Tim's Wine gave $1,234. Michelle Pettiger at $50. Thank you for your donation. Diane Ford gave $50. So folks, we want to read as many of those names as they come across here to thank you all. Todd Morgan, thank you for your donation of $50. Again, we're up to $31,225 just out of people's pockets for saying, you know what, this virtual gala means something to me. I want to give, I want to make that contribution. What I will tell you is throughout the entirety of our program, and TJ will make sure that he reminds you this at the end of the program, that this Bid from the Heart is going to stay open. Just because we go off the Facebook Live air doesn't mean that you can't continue to donate. So please continue to donate for our Bid from the Heart. The $31,984 continues to grow. Marianne Gray, thank you for your donation. We've mentioned the Foxes before. Thank you so much to them for making a difference in the lives of so many here in the Central Florida community. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting Second Harvest Food Bank. Thank you for supporting our bid from the heart to the tune of almost $32,000. We will continue on with the program though, because I know some of you want to know these pretty pink tickets over here. We're about to find out who's going to win our trip to Napa Valley. We're going to find out who wins our Southwest tickets, and we're going to find out our Key to the Closet winner. Here to do that, your third chair. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Amy Keeble.
Wow, that was an incredible bid from the heart. I want to thank each and every one of you for your kindness and your generosity. Our community needs so much more help right now, and we can't thank you enough for caring for all of our neighbors in need. We are glad you're still tuned in. As it was said, it's time to have a little bit more fun right now. So, we're going to announce the winners of the Southwest and also the Napa Valley. So I'm going to do the Southwest right now. And man, I could really use a vacation right now. The winner is Shirley Lee Kennedy Test. Congratulations, Shirley. You have 2 Southwest round trip air tickets anywhere that Southwest flies. And here's Molly.
All right, so as Amy mentioned, there's also Insider's trip to Napa Valley, which I could win, but alas, let me pull the winner out. It goes to Shannon Lennon. All right. This year we had our shoe contest. Of course, it was virtual this year, and Christy Ashby of Orange Appeal magazine selected our winner, and the winner is Shanoa Fox Versace. So congratulations, she is going to win the fabulous collection of wine. So join me in congratulating Shanoa, her fabulous winner of our shoe contest. All right. All right, so now it is time for what we're calling the grand finale. And the grand finale is selecting our ever coveted Key to the Closet winner. And Amy, if you could go ahead and give us a highlight of this closet.
Highlights of this year's closet, $8,000. More than $8,000. We have luggage, we have a barbecue, we have lots of wonderful wine. There is a instant cellar stocking of your wine cellar. Home and beauty, we've got designer bags, beautiful Stella and Dot jewelry. The coveted Nancy Hug shoe chair is yours this year. I want to say a special thank you to Biddy's for this beautiful necklace and earrings here in the middle. They're one of our marketplace vendors. We've got some Lily Pulitzer clothing, another Kate Spade bag, some accessories, and also another special thank you to Kendra Scott, another one of our marketplace vendors, for donating. As you can see, there's a variety of things in the closet this year, and it's all going to be somebody's within the next 30 seconds. So let's get this show on the road. All right, I'm going to give it to Molly for a second.
All right, thanks, Amy. So as Amy mentioned, this closet is worth over $8,000. Now, we only can pick one winner, so rest assured, if you are not the winner, your $75 ticket is the donation of that ticket. That turns into $675 worth of food for our community. So really, it's a win-win. So, Amy, go ahead and select our winner. She's reaching in there.
This is a very full pile. Oh, there's a lot of ladies out there. I know, I can feel you. I can't win this one, so somebody has to.
All right, Amy.
All right, let's see. I want to tell Amara Michelle Goldstein, congratulations, you have won a Again, Armana Michelle Goldstein, you are the winner of this year's Keep It Closet. Congratulations.
Right. And I think we're going back to TJ.
How much fun was that? Congratulations to all of our winners taking trips, Napa, and the key to the closet, one of the most coveted prizes, wins that come out of Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando every single year. But they have tasked me with the unfortunate task of letting you know that we are getting ready to say goodbye. Now, before we go, we would like to toast to you once more. Thank you for everything that has been donated, for all of your time, for your effort, for tuning in today virtually to Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando. Thank you to all of our sponsors, our vendors, our committee members, our chairs, volunteers, and especially all of you. I hope everyone had a fantastic time during our virtual Wine, Women, and Shoes. Don't forget to share about this Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando on social media. Tag us at WWS Orlando or use hashtag WWSORL. We hope to see you at Second Harvest Food Bank for a Food for Thought tour, of course, as soon as you're able to do that. Now, just a reminder, if you weren't able to give during Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando, the collections will continue happening. You will be able to donate it for the rest of the week. You can do that at wwsorlando.org. That includes the Bid from the Heart. So what you can do is share this live video. You can share anything that you can find with Wine, Women, and Shoes Orlando. Share that on your social media, and everyone that you know will be able to donate as well. That'll be through the rest of this week, as Jason mentioned earlier. Now, these funds are so vitally important right now, and we can't thank you enough for helping our neighbors in need during this extremely challenging time. On behalf of all of those neighbors in need, we would like to say one more time, thank you very much. Cheers to you. Sip, sip.
Cheers. Sip, sip.
Hooray!
Hooray!